Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to Homeland Center. Where we are now, 159 years ago, 9 churches sent 2 women to a meeting. And that meeting was to accomplish a goal. The goal was to have service provided to widows and orphans on the streets of Harrisburg who had no one rising to their occasion. Today, as we're here, that same spirit and determination exists, but it is our foundation as an organization, Homeland Center and Homeland at Home. That spirit is in God we trust. We are honored today to have Attorney General David Sunday with us. The Attorney General, just recently celebrating a year of being in office, is launching an initiative to not only benefit the senior citizens of Homeland Center, Homeland at Home, but also, most important, to benefit the senior citizens of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We are honored to have Attorney General Sunday with us. Please join with me in welcoming him. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Can everybody hear me okay? So, good morning, or I guess is it afternoon? Good afternoon. Depends on your day. Some of you might be morning. Is everybody doing okay? Everybody doing great? Well, it's wonderful to be here with you. I am the Attorney General, David Sunday. My last name is Sunday. And so when we give scam presentations like this, sometimes I reference my parents. And so just so I know in advance, because I'm from Harrisburg, does anyone here know my parents? Great. Nobody does. That's wonderful. Because I bet, what's that?
Was your dad a state policeman?
He was not. He was not. Because I've been at events before where I've talked about and used them as examples, and then the next day my mom will call me and say, well, I was at Bridge last night and I heard that you said, and so I just want to be very, very careful about that. And so it is an absolute honor to be here. Thank you, Homeland, for having us. I can't tell you how grateful I am. I spent a lot of time here. My grandmother spent a lot of time here a long time ago. And so I know this place inside and out, and it's amazing, and she loved her time here, and we loved it as a family, and we appreciated all the amazing things that were done here for our family. So for me, it's wonderful to be here. So let's go to the next. So how this is going to work is I am going to give kind of like an introduction. And like many leaders of organizations, I have people in my organization that actually know the details of what we're talking about. And his name is David, and he's sitting right there. And so actually I do as well, but he does this for a living where he goes around and he does nothing but teach people how to avoid getting ripped off. It's his area of expertise. He does it all over Pennsylvania, and it's a service that we provide in the Attorney General's office. And so I have him here today as well. So I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction, talk about some general things, and then we're going to turn it over to David, and then he's going to go into specific details about some certain issues. And we're both going to be here to kind of talk to you guys and answer questions. So if that's okay with everyone, then we're going to go ahead and kind of get rolling here. So this is Identity Theft Awareness Week. And so I will tell you that so just by way of background, I just turned 50 recently, so I'm now an AARP member. And so I too now get all the magazines and everything, and I actually read them because I want to make sure that I'm on top of what I'm doing. So let's go ahead to the next slide here real quick. So a couple of things I want to talk about. The Bureau of Consumer, so within the AG's office, go ahead, no problem, I do it too. In the Attorney General's office, and I'm going to give you a real quick, 30-second rundown of the Attorney General's office, just so you know kind of who we are and why we're even giving these presentations. So the Attorney General's office, I'm the Attorney General of Pennsylvania. Within our office, we have a big section of our office that does criminal prosecutions all over the state. And then we have another division of our office that's called the Civil Division. And the Civil Division, we represent in court anytime a state agency is sued. So that's the second part. And then the third prong of the office is the Public Protection Division. And within the Public Protection Division, we have the Bureau of Consumer Protection. And that is an unbelievably important part of our office. And the Bureau of Consumer Protection works every day, very simply, to protect consumers from all kinds of things, from business, potentially, I'll say, nefarious businesses that try to take your money, from everything from the do not call list to, of course, why we're here today, and that is scams. And so the Bureau of Consumer Protection, we take hundreds of cases every single week from Pennsylvanians who have been scammed. Now, before we talk about scams today, there's a couple points I want to make to you. And the first one is really, really important. So long before I was the Attorney General, and just a little bit about me very quickly. So I was born and raised here in Harrisburg, like 5 minutes literally from where we're standing right now. I joined the Navy when I was 18, so I was an enlisted guy. I was all over the world in the Navy. Are there any veterans in here? Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Any Navy veterans? That's what I'm talking. We'll talk separately. But I don't want to hear about your port visits. So So I came back from the Navy. Are there any people here from the Harrisburg area at all? Okay, so I came back from the Navy and I worked at UPS over on 19th and Paxton Street. And then I went to law school and I became a prosecutor, and I was the elected district attorney in York, Pennsylvania. Are there any York citizens here? Nice to see you guys. And so when I was the district attorney, I did tons of scam seminars like this. And whenever I did them, when I was done, while I was giving the seminar, nobody wanted to talk about it. And so I would say, listen, has this ever happened to anyone? And people would just sit there stone-faced and just stare at me. But every single time when we were done, literally every single time, someone would come up to me and say, hey, I didn't really want to say this in front of everyone, but this happened to me. And so I want everyone here to understand that scams happen every single day, all day long, from morning till night, and many, many people become victims of scams. And so I don't want anyone in here to forget, if it ever happens to you, know that you have to tell someone. Don't keep it to yourself. Share this information with someone, because I don't care if you're 20, 80, 120, your money that you have earned is yours. And if you want to, you could sit there and throw it in the fireplace all day. I'm not advocating for that, but that is your money, and no one has the right to take it from you. No one. And so remember, please let someone know if that does happen, because we can be really helpful. I want to share with you the case that I was first involved in, and this is not on the slide. As you can see, I've already deviated from the slide, but we'll come back to that, I promise. Just so you know an example of what I saw, and this was actually in York, and I'm not going to give any details about the individuals, but one day we got a phone call because there was a gentleman who had about $30,000 stolen from him, okay? And what happened was, he was home one day, and someone came to his front door and said, sir, I see that your driveway needs to be resealed. And he said, oh, okay, well, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. I certainly would like you to do that. So they resealed his driveway, which they didn't really do. They poured some kind of dirty water on it. He wrote them a check. They left, and they came back the very next day, knocked back on the door and said, hello, sir, I'm so-and-so. I see that your driveway needs to be resealed. They had been watching him, and they figured out that he was suffering from dementia. And he had Alzheimer's, and he didn't remember the previous day speaking to them. They came back for 2 weeks, and he ended up writing check after check after check after check. So his son saw that dad had been writing checks because he was going through dad's checkbook. And so his son is the one that flagged this and brought it to the police's attention. So that came to us. And, does anyone in here, do you guys ever like read like murder mysteries? Or, of course you do, right? It's okay. I do too. So one of the problems here was that he was the witness and he couldn't remember. So how could he come into a courtroom and tell people what happened to him if he couldn't remember? So we had to find someone else. Can anyone in here guess who the best witness could possibly be that helped us in this case? Who's always watching what's going on in your neighborhood? The nosy neighbor, right? Has anyone in here been a nosy neighbor? It's okay, you don't have to raise your hand. The nosy neighbor. And she walked right up to the police and said, well, as a matter of fact, I watch this happen every day. And I wrote down the license plate number of the car. And I can describe every single person to you. And yes, I would be more than happy to come into court and testify. And she did. And she stood in court and said it was him and he did it. And he came back every day and they didn't do anything in the driveway and blah, 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 blah. And the jury said guilty. So that was the first time I actually saw a scam like this happen in the community. This was around 10 years ago. So since then, now that we have technology that has moved so fast, the type of scams have become really complicated. And I'm sure every single person in here would love to throw your cell phone out the window, but these are important parts of life. But at the same time, scams have become very sophisticated, which is what we're here to talk to you about today. So that being said, last year, our Bureau of Consumer Protection fielded more than 4,000 complaints across Pennsylvania, from those who have been scammed. Pennsylvanians last year lost $76 million last year, and that's that we know of from scams. And I think that this is really important because you guys need to realize that, Pennsylvania, we have one of the highest numbers of senior citizens in the country here in Pennsylvania, And because we have so many seniors in PA, and God willing, every one of us will be there someday, we have become a target because we have so many people that are retired, that are on a fixed income, and so I just wanted to make that clear. Now, last year, that number, 76 million, that number went up from the year before. So the previous year, it was $45 million. And so it went up to $76 million. So for just about every single dollar, scammers' victims allowed access to their personal information. So before we get into specifics, there's a couple things that I want you have to leave here with. One of them, number one, make sure you tell someone. This stuff happens to everybody. There's things that can be done to help you. Number two, every single scam is trying to do the exact same thing. It's just different methods to do it. And that is to get your personal information. That's what the scams are. They would love it if you would just give them money. But the goal is they do everything they can to get your personal information. So when you're talking to someone on the phone, which hopefully you're not, or if you're getting ready to click on an email, I want you to just say to yourself, is this person trying to get my personal information, and is it okay that I give it to them? Because that's what they want. They can take your personal information, and then they can make money off of that. That's how it works. So how are scammers successful? So modern technology has empowered criminals. Scams are more sophisticated than ever. Have some of you guys heard about artificial intelligence? So that basically has supercharged the tools that bad guys use to get our stuff. It's that simple. It's just really made it more complex. And again, David's going to go into some of those scams. We're definitely going to talk about that. Let's go to the next slide here. So the most common scams in 2025. And so again, I'm giving you an overview. We're going to take a deeper dive into some of this stuff. Number one are phishing scams, which my understanding is that tech support scams are actually a type of phishing scam. And so very simply, these phishing scams, that's phishing with a P, so It still sounds like phishing, but phishing. And so the whole goal there is to get you to essentially typically click on a link on the internet or provide information to them that they can then use to steal your information. And so we'll go into specifics on what some of those scams look like. So can you go back one, please? Okay, so government imposter scams, those happen all the time. And obviously they are what they sound like, someone trying to pretend to be the government. We've seen those with the Social Security Administration, right? I'm sure you guys get those scams where they say, listen, we're the Social Security Administration, and we have determined that because of something that happened, your Social Security number is going to be paused or deleted or something like that. Has anyone seen those before? All right, good. Well, I'm glad you haven't. Just so you know, that won't happen, okay? They can't do that to you, so that's just sort of an example. Loan modification scams. This is where, you know, some of us, because we're all human beings, every one of us at some point has been in debt. And unfortunately, you have people that want to take advantage of individuals that are in debt, and they'll say to them, listen, I can help you get out of this debt. But before I do that, you need to give me $5,000. And not only that, I guarantee if you give me that money, then I can get you out of debt. There's a term for that, and it's called BS. And so, just so you know, and so we're going to go into that. Business scams, for those of you that are working, a lot of times those happen like you might get an email from someone that looks like a high-level person at your company. They're asking you for information. That person doesn't even exist. And so, and tech support scams. And I know everyone in the planet has received those emails saying, hey, this is Microsoft. Your system's broken. There's a virus, whatever. We need you to click on this link, and we'll help you out. Guess what? Don't click on that link. They're not going to help you out. That's not even Microsoft. And so, and again, we'll go into those details. So let's go ahead and move to the next one. So I want you guys to focus on this. This is so important because the way that they try to steal your money is really complex. You know, it can get confusing, but here's what can't get confusing. This is the way they get money from you. Like, how do they actually get your money? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does that happen? Do you go to an ATM machine and give them cash? So I want you to look here. How many people in the normal course of their life do wire transfers? It's called like next to no one, right? Next to nobody does wire transfers. Bitcoin and crypto, other than someone in here who happens to do this, do you guys even know what Bitcoin and crypto is? Okay, well, generally it's still it's kind of confusing though for people that don't even know what it is. And number 3, gift cards. In the normal course of your life, how many times do you go to buy something, they say, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want your cash. I want you to go buy some gift cards and bring those gift cards back to me. It doesn't happen. So I want you to remember, if anyone's talking to you and they say, listen, we will give you this service, but the only way you can pay for it is a wire transfer, Bitcoin or crypto, or a gift card, that should immediately put a huge red flag up to you that you're about ready to walk right into a scam. Does everybody understand that? All right, good. And you see credit cards are on there. Credit cards are a great way if you are scammed, believe it or not. I mean, they do a great job oftentimes of identifying the scam and put you in a much stronger position to get your money back. So keep it simple. Credit cards, write a check, talk to your bank. You're going to be good to go. So let's see what our next slide here. So stand up for yourself. As few as 1 in 44 incidents of elder abuse are reported. So that goes back to what we talked about when I first stood up here. You have to report it. People want to help you. The Attorney General's office is here to help you. That's our job, and we do it every single day. Please report it. We have all been targeted. There's nothing to be ashamed of, so speak up. My parents, and this is why I asked, well, I guess we're being recorded, so I have to be, but I'll just tell them not to watch it. I don't know. So, but, my parents are formerly very sophisticated people, right? My dad's a retired school teacher. My mom worked for an insurance company. And they are relentlessly bombarded with scams. and they get confused like anyone else because it's nonstop and you don't know what is this, what's happening out there. I want you to know, do not be ashamed. It happens to everyone. People try to scam me every day. I'm the attorney general, and I've gotten scams where I had to like say, I don't know if this is a scam or not, and I've had to ask detectives. I'm like, can you guys look at this? I'm not sure. So if you're not sure, don't do it. Don't do it, and we'll come back to that. So report a potential scam right away, and we're gonna tell you all about how to do that. Okay, before you leave. If you're contacted unexpectedly, be extremely cautious. So be it email, phone call, in person. If someone is just aggressive and they tell you you have to do it now, don't do it now. Hang up. Shut the door. There's no world that exists unless there's like a fire or something, like, where you have to do something right now. If someone's doing that, they're trying to get you kind of worked up so that you'll just say, okay, fine. Don't say, okay, fine. Stand up for yourself. Don't let anybody bully you around. So we started in my office an elder exploitation section. We just started that a few months ago. That was launched in October of 25. The reason why we started that in the AG's office is to focus on financial exploitation of older Pennsylvanians. And the legislature's given us power to prosecute those offenders. And a lot of these are cases where someone's money is actually stolen by someone that's trusted. And so that might be, in some cases, it's a loved one. In some cases, it's a professional individual who's trusted with taking care of your finances. And instead of doing what they should be doing with it, they take that money, they steal it, and use it for other things. I take that very, very seriously. And so that's why we started this section in our office. So we have we have agents, investigators, and prosecutors that do nothing but work on these cases literally every single day, because we want to send a message to people that are thinking about doing this. If you do it, guess what? You're not going to get away with it. We're going to find you, and we're going to prosecute you. So there's very serious consequences to that as well. So with that being said, my opening introduction was a little longer probably than anticipated. But I'm stuck in the office all the time, and I got out today. And so I felt like talking to you guys. And before I turn the mic over here, I just want to say that, and we'll jump back at actually, I'm not going to do that. I am going to turn the mic over, or else we'll be here all day. So it's great to be here with you. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to talk at the end briefly, ask questions. We're here for you. Okay? Awesome. Well, it's wonderful to meet everyone. And David, take the mic. You man. Thanks, buddy.
All right, great. So first thing, this is going to be really easy for everybody today because I'm also Dave, right? So you don't have to worry about trying to remember everybody's name. So let me ask a question. I always like to start with a question. In Pennsylvania, according to the law, what age is someone considered an older adult? Who can give me a guess? What do you think? 55. Anybody else? 60? 60 is it. You're the winner, right? So Pennsylvania says 60 and older is an older adult. Now, I'm a recent senior myself. I'm over 60 now, and maybe somebody can clarify this. I was told that there's rules when you turn 60. Someone told me that I immediately have to go out and buy a Buick. I got to be at the diner by 4 p.m. for dinner, and I have to end the meal with tapioca pudding. Is this true? No? So somebody said yeah. Well, 2 out of 3 is not bad. I don't mind an early meal, and I do like tapioca, but I'm not trading in my Jeep for a Buick. I refuse. So with that, we're going to hear about more of the information that Attorney General Sunday had shared with us, and we're going to get into some deeper details so you have a better understanding of what to look out for. And the very first thing I want you to know is there's so many different scams. We hear about, Grandmom, I'm in trouble. Oh, you got to send money, right? I'm in an accident. I'm in jail. That's a scam, right? We hear about, this is Easy Pass, and we're texting you your Easy Pass toll violation. Yeah, the state does not Easy Pass toll text you with violations and fees, and that's all scams. And this is the bank. We need your account number to prove you're the customer. There's an issue with your account. Do not give that out. It's not the bank. And I could be here for hours just telling you the different types of scams. But even if you haven't heard the story, I always say the story that's in the scam is what I call the wrapper. It wraps you up in the moment of what's happening. But even if you haven't heard of it, here's the background, the framework of almost every single scam. It's sudden contact. You're not expecting to hear from these folks. They tell you to act now. Attorney General Sunday mentioned that. Do something right away. No, no, no. Money or your information, identity theft information, right? That's what they're after. And sometimes they even add, keep it a secret. Don't tell anyone, right? So think about it. Sudden contact, act now, money, information, and secret. What does the first letter of each of those spell? Oh, a little louder. Scams, right? So right away, now you got the formula to detect most scams. How's that sound? Pretty good tip right from the beginning here. You're set now. Now, we're going to get into another little quiz, and maybe you have the answer to this. Are we ready for a quiz? Okay, let's see. We put our thinking caps on. What technology has the following features? Are we ready? It can enhance the scams. It corrects spelling and grammar, creates reports, scripts, and articles, copies images and vocal tracks, someone's voice. Also can alter video files and create voiceovers, even copy websites. Anyone know what this might be? Artificial intelligence on the computer. Absolutely correct, right? AI is what we call that for short. And I think what you need to really understand about AI is that you may not detect that it is AI. My grandpop, I loved him. He had a great saying. He used to say, I'll believe it when I see it with my own two eyes. Well, sad, Pop, but that's out the window today. You can't believe in that because the videos look real. The stories read as if they are actual fact. The voiceover, Grandma, I'm in trouble. Oh my gosh, it's Jimmy because it's Jimmy's voice, but that's not who's calling. You know, our young people, our nieces, nephews, grandkids, they love to make videos of themselves, right? Selfies and videos are on TikTok, they're on Instagram. That's all public domain. It's out there on the internet, and anyone can grab it. And believe it or not, they only need like 10 seconds of a voice sample to start to replicate it perfectly. That tone of voice, rhythm of speech, it sounds exactly like the person you think it is. Now let's think about this. Where do we all probably have 10 seconds of our voice sample that someone could grab? Your voicemail, right? Hey, can't get to the phone right now. Please leave me a message. I'll be glad to call you right back. That could be enough for someone to start copying a voice. And video, they can make it look so real. They can put a person in any scenario, any situation, saying anything. Imagine the impact if it's a national leader who this happens to. They use celebrities. I've got victims, many victims, who say, well, I got a video from Johnny Depp saying he wanted to make a movie about my life story, and I just had to send some money in so I could be an executive producer and be part of the company. No, that's not Johnny Depp. That's AI. It's AI. And the good news is Pennsylvania, our legislators are working on new laws to protect you from AI as best they can. It's illegal to do certain things with AI, like creating child pornography. Sadly enough, someone has done this, and our office has prosecuted them. We want to know that when AI is used to then enhance your identity theft, that's a crime now in Pennsylvania. So there's things happening. But AI isn't the problem. It's the scammer. It's a tool. AI is a tool. It's used in healthcare. It's used in aerospace. It's even used sometimes in law enforcement to look at cold cases and things. But when the bad guy uses AI, that's when it affects you and I. That's the problem. So here's something I always say. I like to rhyme. I'm like the Dr. Seuss of scams, right? So when in doubt, check it out. If something doesn't sound right, if it sounds alarming, it sounds exciting, there's something happening that gets your attention, I would find a way to look into that. Now, Valentine's Day is coming around the corner, right? So all of a sudden, this movie star, Tom Cruise, is in love with you, or George Clooney sending you Valentine hearts. I don't know if that's true, but I would think maybe it's AI. And speaking of Valentine's Day, the letter V is very important. There's a lot of words that begin with V that I like to use with my audience. And number one is, we don't want you to be what V word? A victim. Correct. We don't want anyone to be a victim. It's terrible. It really has an impact on your physical health, your emotional health, your wealth, everything. So do not be a victim. And how do we avoid being a victim is another word with V. I want you to verify information. Right? So you have a choice. You could be a victim or you could be a verifier. What do we want to be? One more time. What? A verifier, right? So when in doubt, we're going to check things out. Next up is how scams are successful. There's three real big things that scammers use. One is psychology. Scammers are smart. They're not good people, but they can be smart. They also use timing, right? They will contact you at the end of a business day. If it's a business scam, like the Attorney General mentioned about business scams, they might call you and pretend to be the bank on a Friday at 4 p.m. So do you have time to go down to the bank and investigate that day? Probably not. You might have to do it the following day. And the big one they use is emotional triggers. Anything that stirs your emotions, you need to pause, think, and verify. Love is an emotion, right? Speaking of Valentine's Day. So what kind of scam, anyone know what kind of scam might use love to generate your emotions to get you thinking differently? A dating scam, romance scams, sweetheart swindles, there's all names for that, and they're terrible. They don't only break the bank, they break your heart, all right? How about anything else? One we already referenced. Grandmom, I'm in trouble. You love our grandkids, right? So anything with love could be an emotional scam. We have to watch out for that one. And financial issues can be emotional, whether you lost a lot of money or you're about to, or what else could be a financial emotion? What other type of scam? Your family, right? Say your family's in trouble and they need your money to help them. That could be. What else? How about an excitement? Sweepstakes. You won the lottery. You won Publishers Clearinghouse. That kind of thing, right? So again, we want to verify. Joy. And that falls into the same thing, the sweepstakes, right? Anything to make you joyful. Maybe you got an email or a text that said something joyful. Great video. You're going to love this. Click here to see the video. Should you click on it? No, because you're not sure who really sent it. It might look like it came from someone you know, but it may not be with AI. And fear. What scams use fear to get you to act? The IRS is coming, right? Nobody wants to mess with the IRS. As adults, that's the closest thing we know to the boogeyman, right? We don't want to hear from the IRS. What other type of scams give fear? Oh, credit card fraud. Oh, your bank account's been impacted. Your credit card's been impacted. There's a concern, right? You know, these kind of things. Court, they'll say that you missed jury duty and the sheriff has a warrant for your arrest, right? No, we want to verify these things. We don't want to just act on them because it's that emotional trigger that makes you not think clearly for the moment. And we want to pause and think and then verify. Payment forms, and the boss already told you about some of these, right? Wire transfers, and that's bank-to-bank exchange of money electronically. And you know what? It also includes going to your favorite store, the grocery store, department store, at the customer service desk. Western Union and MoneyGram are forms of wire transfers. So watch out for those too. Phone app. Venmo, Cash App, these things on our devices or where we can exchange funds from an account that's attached to that app. You know, if someone's telling you, oh, you have to do it, and you go, well, I don't have that app, and they send you the link for the app, that's a red flag for fraud, right? They're sending it to you. They're trying to get you, pushing you into that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Watch out. Bitcoin and crypto, right? Now, this is complex, but I'm just going to give you a couple of the tips that you need to know to protect yourself. Number one, I want everyone to understand that all these transactions can remain anonymous. You might have a name that person provided you, but that doesn't mean that's who you are really dealing with. And in the big screen, when it comes into the transfers and the actions, the Coinbase and different exchanges where they move the money around, They're not telling the truth. They're anonymous. It is an unregulated industry. Nobody has control and enforcement rules over cryptocurrency. That makes it a little scary, right? And we know that they now have ATM machines out in the grocery stores, gas stations, convenience stores. And you know, it's scary. We've had many cases that I've read in with detectives and heard about where somebody went and put $10,000 in an ATM Bitcoin machine at a grimy, greasy gas station. You know, the one on the wrong side of town with the flickering light in the parking lot and the graffiti on the wall, right? Is that where you're going to go with $10,000 and stick it in a machine for someone you don't know asking you to make a payment in crypto, Bitcoin? I ask you not to. I ask you not to. Trust your gut. My gut tells me there's two things I'll never, ever buy at a grimy, greasy gas station. You know what they are? Sushi and Bitcoin, right? Not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Gift cards. We heard about gift cards. They're for gifts. They're not for payments. So when you're being directed, you must make a payment through that gift card. That's that red flag of fraud that the Attorney General mentioned to you, right? And we ask you to think about these things clearly because we see the pattern of the criminal behavior requesting these payment forms all the time. So we're telling you not every opportunity is bad for cryptocurrency or to send a wire. You must be able to know who it is, why you're sending it, and prove that is the person that you think it is. Verify. We simply want to make sure that you verify before you act. Here's some quick tips. Number one is if you don't know the caller, don't answer the phone. Does that make sense? And we're going to provide you a quick tip that everyone can do themselves or at your phone service provider to help reduce the number of these calls. How many people, raise your hand if you want to reduce the calls of unknown callers and scam calls, right? I'm going to give you a 3-step tip really quick. It's easy. You're going to go, if you're good at adjusting your own phone settings, do it yourself. If not, find somebody under 30. They'll help you right away, right? Go to where your phone service is, whatever store you bought your phone in. And here's what I want you to tell them. In your telephone contacts, you want to name the top 10 most important callers. And those top 10 are going to get a special ring, right? Something different that you'll recognize right away. Oh my gosh, it's one of my important calls, my top 10 list. Then you should answer that call, right? Could be your family, could be your doctor's office, someone important to you. The next step is all the other contacts that are already in your phone, names of people and numbers that you know and have spoken to before, they stay just as they are with the basic phone ring. Bring, bring, that's someone that's in my phone, but not necessarily an important person or an emergency call. You can choose to answer now or let it go to your message, voicemail. Here's the best part. Tell the store clerk that all calls in your phone that come in that are not saved as contacts, you want them to change the setting to go immediately to silent, no ring, and go right into your voicemail. Now, I know someone's going to say this. Everyone always does. Well, what if it's the doctor's office on a new number or the pharmacy changed their number? I don't want to miss an important call. You won't. Legitimate businesses will often leave you a message asking you to call back. Most scammers, not all, some scammers are bold enough to leave a message today, so don't just think, well, there's a message, it's good. That doesn't mean it's true. You still have to verify. But most are going to hang up when they get that connection to your voicemail. So what that does is my phone used to ring all day long, my personal phone. My work phone, it does ring all day long, but that's okay. But my phone, my own phone, and my wife's phone, we did those 3 steps. We changed unknown callers and non-contacts to silent. My phone doesn't ring at all practically anymore. So I'm not annoyed, I'm not frustrated, and I don't accidentally say something important to someone who's a scammer. Do you think we could all do that? Pretty easy, right? So that's a great thing you can do. Don't click on a link. Now, a link is usually found in an email or a text message. And I'll give you a couple quick examples. I know we're short on time. But maybe you get an email and it says something like, your inbox of messages is full. you're out of storage space. If you click the link below, we're going to provide you expanded storage one time for free. Click here not to lose your messages. Well, that sounds good, doesn't it? How do you know it came from your email account? The service provider. It may not be. It might be a scammer looking like it's Google, Yahoo, whatever. So I don't want you to click on it until we do what? V-letter. Verify, right? And in text messages, too. I've seen a couple people get text messages that look like it's a great deal. They get a message, and it'll say something like, congratulations, you're a VIP customer of, and I've seen Kohl's department store, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, CVS. They'll use any big brand logo and make it look official. And if you click below, you're going to get a special discount code up to 70% off. Is right. Hey, if it sounds too good to be true, it is, right? So when they're asking you to click a button or lettering, usually it's blue and underlined, that's a hyperlink. Those could actually put spyware in your phone, your tablet, or your computer. Think of the name spyware. What does that do? It spies on you. It will have your passwords. It will get your account numbers. If you use a credit card shopping online, it will steal the credit card number. So we don't want spyware in our phones, tablets, and computers. So don't click on anything until we verify. Very good. Never provide information, personal or financial information, to someone contacting you. And again, I like to rhyme. So if your phone's ringing, don't go singing, right? We don't want to just give out information because someone is asking for it. We want to be very careful and be sure that we can confirm and verify the source. Uncommon payment methods. I think we hammered that one pretty good, right? The wires, the electronic transfers on your phone apps. We're talking about the crypto. We're talking about gift cards. And again, the general is correct. Your credit card offers you protection. If it's a real credit card, not a debit transaction, don't use a debit card online or for as many transactions. You want to avoid that because your credit card will protect you. You're only responsible under federal regulation for the first $50 of fraud. And most credit card companies now offer what's called zero consumer liability. They're not going to ask you for any money. They're going to take care of it, and it's on their end. Think about it. When you have a credit card bill, you have 30 days to pay the bill. So that's not your money that's been used yet. You used the credit card company's money to make your purchase. Does that make sense? Whose money are you using when it's a debit card transaction? Your money that you worked hard for all these years, and it's in your account. And when that's gone, you got to chase the money, and the bank's not going to be as helpful as you would like. Credit cards are the safer bet. Verify everything. That's the key today. Verify before you act. How do you verify? Okay, now we're going to explain real quick how you do that. It's simple. You have most of the trusted sources already at home. If I called and said, I'm the gas company, the electric company, your phone company, your cable TV provider, don't you get a bank statement? Don't you get a credit card statement, a phone bill, a TV bill, an electric bill? Go to that bill, whether it's e-statement electronically sent by email or if it's a print and mail. It's going to have the customer service phone number on every statement. That's your source. Hey, this is the IRS. This is the courthouse. You missed jury duty. This is Medicare. There's an issue with your account. No. Go contact your local legislator. They will help you get the correct number to dial into that government service provider. So will our office. Call the Office of the Attorney General. We'll be more than happy to assist you. I have cards up here on the front table on your way out. It has our 3 most important parts of the office that seniors need to contact. Senior Protection Unit, that's my group. Healthcare section. And, of course, our Bureau of Consumer Protection, the phone numbers and emails. Keep this near your phone or someplace in your home that you can access that. Your own contacts in your phone. Jimmy's in trouble. My grandson called from Mexico. He's in the prison in Tijuana. Call the house. Hey, Jim, where's your son? Where's Jimmy, my grandson? I just got a weird phone call. Mom, he's right here on the sofa watching the Flyers play some hockey. Do you need to talk to Jimmy? Well, he's not in prison in Tijuana. Now, everyone might chuckle, and that's okay, but that is one of the best phone calls you can make. Do you know why it's so good? Jimmy's safe, your family is not in danger, and you just saved $20,000 in fake bail money being sent out of the country. That's a good phone call. Make the call, ask questions, right? Local nonprofit. We partner with a big one. You might know AARP. They have a great program in place. They will assist you with Fraud Watch and other information about scams. And of course, again, our office. Our constituent services team is fantastic. When you call our numbers, guess what? You get to talk to a live operator right here in Harrisburg. How's that sound? That's pretty good, right? And they're super helpful and very friendly. They're going to get your information, and they'll get it to the right part of the office. And I know I strive, and I know everyone in our office does, to get back to people as soon as possible. So you're going to hear from us, I promise. Here's information about resources from the AARP, their Senior Planet. This is new. They call it Senior Planet because they put all the resources at one location. And if you're good on your phone and you want to get a shot of that QR code, that's the square of all the funny dots in it, you can do that and it'll take you right to it. Or you can type in www.seniorplanet.org, O-R-G, and that'll get you there. And of course, your staff here at Homeland will be more than happy to assist you in reaching out to either our office or AARP. And there's classes you can take online. There's articles to read, videos to watch, games and quizzes, all to help you. Even tech help. If you're having issues using your tablet, your computer, or your phone, let them help you out. They'll be glad to do that. And again, we must report. Scam and fraud reports are so important. And yet sometimes we are able to open a full investigation. Sometimes we work in partnership with the local district attorneys, the local police agencies, our Pennsylvania State Troopers, which is a fine organization. And we also work with our federal partners, FBI, U.S. Secret Service, Homeland Security, U.S. Postal Inspectors. So reporting it gets that in that pipeline that we can look at the information. Maybe there already is a case that's open and we can add you to the case. Maybe we can make that arrest and prosecution. That would be wonderful. But most importantly, your report also goes to our Bureau of Consumer Protection, and that's where we try to restore your money. If we can find you any relief, any type of money back, we will do that for you. So again, FBI, if it's online, the FBI Internet Complaint Center at ic3.gov, and the Federal Trade Commission also has a database to report at ftc.gov. Here's our information. You don't have to worry about what's on the screen because I brought you the booklets. I brought you the booklets and the card that you have our contact information. We want you to be able to reach out to the Office of Attorney General, file a scam report. Now, if you did not lose any money, but you just want to tell us about a scam that you heard of, you can email us a message, scams@attorneygeneral.gov. But if you've lost even $1, I want you to go and contact our office by phone or online and ask for the scam complaint form. Because that scam squad that the general mentioned earlier, our Bureau of Consumer Protection's scam squad is there to help you restore any lost money when it's available. You need that complaint form for those folks to go into action, right? And they are doing a tremendous job. So we want you to make sure that you're able to report to us. If you've lost money, use that complaint form. And you can sign up for scam alerts and everything at attorneygeneral.gov or by simply calling our senior protection toll-free number, 1-866-623-2137, and we'll get you signed up. And with that, thank you very much for your time today, and I'd like to turn things back over to our Attorney General, Dave Sunday.
Okay, so how about a big round of applause for David? How awesome was he, right? Fantastic. I just want to say, again, thank you for everybody coming today. And just in closing, so number one, nobody wants to be a what? Victim. Number two, how do you avoid being a victim? You do what? There you go. You guys are great. I think you're ready to go. So it's an honor being here with you today. And remember, if you need help, ask for it. These numbers here, that we're going to leave for you wherever they're at over here. Use them. A human will answer the phone. They will walk through the issue with you. They will reach out to someone if there's something we can do to help. That's a service we provide to you as citizens, and you have every right to use it. So God bless all of you. I hope you stay warm, and hopefully we'll see you again. So thank you so much. Yep, thank you. Yeah, we're about
Check one, two.
Yeah, if we fill in these areas, then the answers.
One, two. One,
Well, bring personal care right in.
check.
You out of debt. There's a term for that, and it's called BS. And so, just so you know, and so we're going to go into that. Business scheme is really complex. You know, it can get confusing, but here's what can't get confusing. This is the way they get money from you. Like, how do they actually get your money? Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody does wire transfers. Bitcoin and crypto, other than someone in here who happens to do this, okay. Well, generally, it's still it's kind of confusing, though, for people that don't even know what it is. And number 3, gift cards.
Sudden contact, act now, money information, and secret. What is the first letter of each of those spell?
Scams.
Oh, a little louder.
Scams.
Scams, right? What technology has the following features? Are we ready? It can enhance the scams and create voiceovers, even copy websites. Anyone know what this might be? Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence.
We have nothing but like this turnout is great. And I also think that signed a letter for Reese. He's applying for something, and I was a resource for him. Yeah, great. They're both fantastic. Oh, that's awesome. How long ago were you a teacher? Yeah. Oh, of course. Yep. My dad taught public schools for like 30 years. He retired from Wow.
Oh, dude, you're seniors.
Oh, great. Oh, where in New York? Oh, really? Okay. Yep, absolutely. Okay. Yep, I do.